begin today with a controversy from the world of football. An NFL cheerleader says she was recently fired thanks to a picture she posted on social media. Now she has filed a complaint against the New Orleans Saints, claiming gender discrimination. And wait until you hear what else she says these cheerleaders are not allowed to do. Here's NBC's Gabe Gutierrez.
For 3 seasons, Bailey Davis was a New Orleans sensation. But this morning, the former cheerleader is taking on her old team after she was fired this January, she says, for posting this picture on her private Instagram account.
It was a bodysuit that I got from a boutique, and they saw the photo and said that it was distasteful.
The team accused her of stepping out of bounds, breaking rules that prohibit cheerleaders from appearing nude, semi-nude, or in lingerie. Now, in a civil rights complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, Davis argues the Saints have 2 sets of rules, one for its female cheerleaders and another for its male players.
I want us to be treated like professional athletes who have worked hard and who do our job well.
Bailey also says the team fired her because of rumors she attended a party with players, which she denies. According to the complaint, cheerleaders must block all players from following them on social media. They can never interact with players in person or online, and cheerleaders are banned from eating at restaurants if a player is dining there and must leave even if a player arrives after she does.
This is America. We don't need to protect our women by hiding them. And this is gender discrimination within their own organization.
In a statement to NBC, the team says it denies that Miss Davis was discriminated against because she is female. The Saints will defend these allegations in due course. But it's not the first time NFL teams have come under fire. In an ongoing wage lawsuit, several Buffalo Bills cheerleaders have claimed mistreatment. One report cites a copy of their glamour guidelines, which says their hair must be worn in a glamorous style. They should never be overly opinionated, and they must always pose for pictures enthusiastically. The Oakland Raiders also faced a class action wage lawsuit settled for $1.2 million paid out last year after a leaked copy of their 2012 Raiderettes handbook included directives like make a point to find out if a player is married. In most cases, he won't tell you.
It's not fair. I worked just as hard growing up to be a dancer as the football players did.
Davis says she's not trying to get her job back. She just wants equal treatment, both on and off the field. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News.
Okay. All right. So we're going to need to discuss this. And joining me now is Bailey Davis, the former Saints cheerleader, and her attorney, Sarah Blackwell, who are involved in this case. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
My head hurts. Make a point of finding out whether the players are married. They won't tell you. And in the Bills case, not only did you have to wear the hair glamorously, but there was an allegation that they had them come and they had to wear their bikinis and do backflips for sponsored events for high value, donors. Great. Okay, so this is not what you thought you were signing up for, I assume, when you joined I don't know anything about football, but it's the New Orleans Saints cheerleading squad. What did they tell you was the policy with respect to the players? What did you understand you had to do?
So I knew there was no fraternization, so we weren't allowed to speak to the players, have contact with the players. But as far as how strict it was, and I had no idea that the players didn't have the same rules. So I thought it was just an
Why did they say you couldn't speak to the players?
Well, they told me it was because you're a pretty girl, you're on the field, they're going to want to talk to you. They say the players are players.
The players are players.
The players are players.
Are they worried about them looking at you during the game?
No, I think they say they want to protect us from the players, that the players are predators and they're going to want to prey on us. And find us.
Did they use that word?
They did. It's in an email, yes.
Who is they? Who are we talking about?
Our coaches.
So the cheerleading coaches of the Saints told you that the players are predators and
Yes.
Therefore you're not allowed to speak to them.
Yes, and that is when we were told to make our social media private, so it was harder for them to find us.
What is this business about the restaurants and any other public place?
So that's part of the fraternization. So if I'm in a restaurant and a player comes in, I have to leave. I can't be seen anywhere a player is. That was part of my termination. There was a rumor that I was seen at a party with a player, but they had no proof of that.
So if you're sitting at like the Denny's and you're halfway through your meal,
eating a pancake, I have to leave my pancake and leave, or I could be terminated.
Now I'm guessing you didn't make a whole lot of money as a Saints cheerleader.
No.
right?
It's a part-time job.
Okay, so it's like under $100,000.
Right.
And the average NFL football player, what's the base? Like $300,000 to start, something like that? So as between the two of you, who's got the better ability to walk out and find another place
Right.
halfway through the meal? What else? What were some other things that they said you couldn't do?
So we can't like any pictures of the players on social media. We can't follow them. Even if the Saints post it and there's a player in it, we can't like it. If a player contacts us, we immediately have to block them. Anything past hello or good game is considered fraternization.
But the players, Sarah, have none of these restrictions.
No rules whatsoever. They're allowed to do anything they want, and they, I hope, are outraged by the fact that they're being treated as predators. I don't know if the players even know about these rules, but when they reach out to the cheerleaders and Bailey can only say good game, she feels like she's a snob or she feels bad for being unfriendly.
Oh, yeah.
And
If they
when
don't know about these rules, they think the cheerleaders are a bunch of you-know-what. You're like, wow, they're really nasty off the
Right.
field.
And when they do appearances together, they have to do things together, and afterwards everybody goes out to do things. The cheerleaders have to go and leave. They can't be a part of the group.
All right. Now, legally, are they allowed to have different standards like this? Because Bailey wasn't a football player,
Right.
right? It's not the same job.
Right. Part of the argument for gender discrimination is they have to be similarly situated. So in this situation, when you're talking about contacting each other, dating each other, those are similarly situated. So you can't say you can contact us and do whatever you want, but we have to hide from you and run away. So in that sense, they're similarly situated. In other ways, they're obviously not. But also in the social media aspect, they're similarly situated. They're both representatives of the Saints. And on social media, none of the cheerleaders can post in their outfits. They can't write that they're a cheerleader. So even though they're only allowed 4 years on the team, they can't work on their career and promote themselves.
Build their brand, but the players can.
But the players can. And so the players are allowed to show their physique. They have pictures in their underwear on social media. It's all public. They have to be private. They have to be very careful on what they post. They can't show their physical physique, which is how they make
Obviously,
themselves
the women
better.
are second-class citizens in this. I mean, there's no question that you don't bring as much value as a cheerleader as the player does to the NFL. You would concede that. But the treatment cannot be as second class under the law.
Right.
Let me ask you about the alleged reason you were fired. You posted a picture on your private Instagram.
Right. And no coaches followed me. No one in the Saints organization followed me.
Okay, and it's of you in a bodysuit. We have it. And what did they say to you about this picture?
They told me it was distasteful. I had a dirty face in it, which made it distasteful. Also, that it called my character into question and that I was inviting players to contact me.
What does that mean, a dirty face?
I guess just scandalous. I'm not sure. Sexual. It was just a serious picture. I've had the same face in Saint Sations pictures before when they're like, relax your face, don't smile for this one. So I honestly didn't see anything wrong with it.
But they didn't like the bodysuit because they have a policy against semi-nude
Right.
photos. And so the bodysuit was a bridge too far for them. However, your uniform
Right.
was just fine. Look. Can you see why Bailey might have been a little bit confused?
I was, semi-nude lingerie. Our uniform is two-piece. A swimsuit is two-piece. So, I wasn't showing anything.
So what's the goal here, Sarah? Because Bailey says she's not looking to get her job back.
No, we are advocates for women's rights at this point. I've been contacted by many of the different teams, cheerleaders. So it's my understanding that many of the NFL teams have the same kind of rules. NHL, NBA, and some collegiate girls have contacted me. So in the athletic world, it seems to be kind of an accepted, known kind of way of life. But in careers all over, we have women in all kinds of careers as lawyers or as any career where they're not blatantly written because they're not that stupid. But you have the boys' clubs, you have the taking the clients out to strip clubs and things where women are kind of in office politics and unwritten rules. The rules are different for women and men.
Yep.
And it keeps us down, and it keeps us from being able to shatter the ceiling. So we're hoping to advocate not only for leveling the playing field of the athletes, but also in every career, and have women and empower women to stand up and say, no sexual harassment, equal pay, and I want to be able to have just as much access to clients as you do.
And putting the onus on the men not to be predators and not on the women to try to prevent it. Let me tell you my hope for you. The allegation with the Buffalo Bills is that the women, the cheerleaders, were never allowed to be overly opinionated. I hope you meet an overly opinionated judge that happens to be female, and we'll follow up when you do. Good luck. Want to let you know we did reach out to the Bills. We did not hear back from them on those allegations. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.